Wolf Among Us. Now, I love Telltale. Telltale Telltale Games is one of those companies or one of those devs that the storytelling, you cannot beat the storytelling with Telltale Games. We get Wolf Among Us, we get um Walking Dead, we're getting the Batman series. Like, those stories, fire. And years back, they announced that they're going to be working on a Wolf Among Us 2. Now, I play Wolf Among Us on my YouTube channel. It's in my older. If you go back in the playlist and look at my older stuff, I did a whole walkthrough of Wolf Among Us. I love that series. And they could definitely build on that with their take on fairy tales and like Bigby being the wolf detective. And they got so much like world building with that. They could do so much with that. Like how Shrek does his whole, like, if there's a take on fairy tale stuff, it could do just like how Wolf Among Us is doing. But this game, Wolf Among Us 2, is kind of flip floppy right now. We got news that they were going to be making a Wolf Among Us 2, which we were hyped for. We got like pictures and screenshots and everything like that. Game looked great. I was ready for that story. Now, well, back then, after that, we got news that they wasn't making we didn't get no news. There was a very huge gap of no news for Wolf Among Us 2. Like, yo, is this game coming out? Like, this may be the biggest what ifs. Like, and then after that, it was canceled. Well, recently, now that it's canceled now, like, nobody is really working on this game anymore. So let's read into this article and see what we can go into. All right, so Ad Hoc Studio. Also, this is also another game I want to play. I know I said Final Fantasy that I'll be playing in holiday break, but there's a game called Dispatch. I am definitely going to be playing that late October. I think it comes out October 22nd. So be out on the lookout for that. Okay, so Ad Hoc Studio, the developer behind the upcoming superhero narrative game Dispatch, as I just said, has confirmed that not only did his team write a script for Wolf Among Us 2, but that they had to stall the project midway through because of Telltale. So you mean to tell me they already had a layout of what this game could have been? They already had a script. We already knew. They already had a story. Speaking with Eurogamer, Ad Hoc's co-founder Nick Herman, who also directed the first episode of The Wolf Among Us and was part of the writing team, said that the season 2 they'd written was even better than the first game. What? We wrote a season 2. We think it's better than season 1. And we were on season 1. And by the way, Wolf Among Us 2 had a trailer. Let's not forget that. Like, they was gearing up to have this game drop. Okay, so we were doing tests. We were in cinematics and animation and stuff. And then basically they needed more time. We weren't running the project. It was Telltale we were doing it in partnership with. And we couldn't wait around and do nothing. I get that. So we had to move on to Dispatch to keep the studio moving. So they need some type of income. They need some type of revenue. They can't just be sitting on a game like this. Telltale's not. There's no movement. So they got to pick up the pace on their own and make what like they said, Dispatch. So I get that. Herman did say that he doesn't know Okay, and we couldn't wait around and do nothing, so we had to move on to dispatch to keep the studio moving, and they needed to go their own way. We're looking forward to seeing what they do with it. So ad hoc, they don't have nothing to do with this anymore. So this is all on Telltale. So Herman did say that he doesn't know how much of his team's version of the game will make it into the final product, but he wishes Telltale the best of luck. Now, we've heard about a better Wolf Among Us 2. It's going to be even more difficult to wait for the game. We've not heard a peep from Telltale about it in some time, and it remains a mystery of what is taking so long for us to see more. That is ridiculous. That's insane. So they already had a script, like he just said. They already had a script. It's just on. It's a partnership thing. Telltale, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the holdup is. I do know that they are doing like a space type horror type game next year. So has all their efforts moved on to another game and they just forgot about Wolf Among Us 2? Are they're just focusing more on the newer stuff? I don't know. And like dude said, like he's not with them anymore on making this game. This is their game. Like this dude was with not him, but this dude was with Telltale, but then they went their own way. He started Ad Hoc Studio, and then they got a game like Dispatch. But Telltale, I don't if this game does not come out, this is probably going to be up there with one of the biggest what ifs in gaming. And I love Wolf Among Us. The character development, the characters in this game, the world building. Y'all could definitely expand from the first game. I don't know. Y'all had something there. Y'all definitely had something right there. Yeah, but hey, it is what it is, I guess. And that was another situation like this too. Now I may be wrong, because it's been a while. Correct me if I'm wrong. But there was a similar situation with The Walking Dead in this last season. Telltale completely fell off with it. Like they never concluded Clementine's story. Like she was an adult at this point and they just never got back. Somebody else picked that game up and they finished the story. Now I don't know who exactly picked it up or if that's true or not, but that's what I recall. Like I said, correct me if I'm wrong on how that happened, but we could have had something special. This game should have been dropped. Like, was it supposed to come out like this year or like last year? Around this time, actually? We'll never know. But I do hope Telltale gets it together. I know that they're making a space horror game. I know that's supposed to be coming out next year, but I also want them to not leave Wolf Among Us 2 behind. I know it's going to be a wait. I know. This game probably won't be coming out till... I honestly don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Like, we even had a trailer for this game, and it looked good. And I was like, I need this to drop. But yeah. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens.